Hello and welcome, my Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and crosswatchers. Welcome to your timeless work, career, and vocation reading. I am your reader, Mark-Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of 2 different books with a 3rd one on the way. The first one is called Spell Ingredients, the second one is called Words of Grace. Words of Grace does have a Kindle version available, and so will Spell Ingredients sooner or later. We're working on it. You can click links in the description box to check all those out and free preview at least Words of Grace at this point. And you can see it's probably most likely predominantly divided into chakra chapters. This is a chakra dense read. You might find it helpful. The original version of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, as well as the spell ingredients. You can find them over on patreon.com and on my new website, drawingthecircle.com. We just got it up and running. It's so exciting. Oh, it's so cool. I do love me some Patreon. The digital shop doesn't just have the ebooks in there. It also has audios and videos. The audios and videos have free previews that anyone can watch. Some of my subscribers get those ebooks, audios, and videos automatically depending upon their level of subscription, but all of my subscribers get 3 benefits in common. They get a daily check-in. When I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream link pretty much every single morning, they get all the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. All of my extended readings are timeless and relationship oriented, as well as they get a significant discount when they book me for a private session of spiritual counseling or a reading. We'll talk about that at the end of the video if you want more info. And it is the coolest thing I've ever done in my work, career, vocation. So click the link, check it out. You can follow for free. You can 7-day free trial. There's a lot of cool stuff going on over there. So come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Lions, Mark-Angelo Lyons. You can just call me Mal. Hi, my Saggies. Hope you are all well. Let's do some explanation for the new Sagittarians and crosswatchers, and then we will jump into the divination. Feel free to jump ahead if you like. Welcome if you are new to my channel here, Mark-Angelo Lyons on YouTube. I also started another YouTube channel but a few days ago called Mal for short. So now there's Mark-Angelo Lyons, the professional part, and Mal for short, which is the personal part, and digging it big time. So here's your explanation. Work, career, vocation is a 3 levels of power reading, looking at your life purpose through the 3 symbolic lenses of work, career, and vocation, taking something really large, breaking it into 3 chunks, if you will. There is a YouTube link in the description box from Caroline Mace talking about the 3 levels of power. That's MYSS, the PhD, author of Anatomy of the Spirit, Sacred Contracts, Defy Gravity, Entering the Castle. Her work has been very pivotal for me for a very, very long time now. So what we're going to do is we are going to get 1 Caroline Mace archetype card for the dominant archetype in the 8th chakra, hovering over your head, which acts like a satellite, sending down the codes to all the chakras underneath it, shifting what you attract and what you repel, so you have the free will to no longer delay what cannot be prevented in fulfilling your life purpose, work, career, vocation. So we'll get 1 of those. We will then get 3 Daughters of the Moon tarot cards face down for the next 4 chakras down: the crown, the 3rd eye, the throat, and the heart, the internal, internal, creative intuition stuff. Not past, present, future, work, career, vocation. It's like white light going through a prism to taste the rainbow. We'll look at the lower 3 chakras with 3 mythic tarot, the solar plexus, the sacrum, and the root, relationships in the physical world, looking at yourself from the outside, maybe you from the inside, looking out at people, places, and things you have relationships with in the physical world. And because this is a crosswatcher reading as well, there might be some mirroring in there. This is one of my favorite decks. I don't use decks that I don't absolutely adore. That will take care of all of the chakras from 8 to root. And then we will get a whisper from the Whispers of Lord Ganesha. Lord Ganesha, the Whispers of Lord Ganesha here by Angela Hartfield, is the Hindu elephant-headed god of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles. There are 3 obstacles between letting go that we'll look at in that archetype card. I love this oracle, and I love Ganesha. He's wonderful. And we will end with a Matt Kahn healing mantra, because a little mantra goes a long way. They work if you work them. And these are essentially healing reads: financial healing, healing in work, career, vocation, your life purpose, physical healing, mentally healing, emotional healing, relational healing, and all that jazz. So there is our explanation. Let's get into the divination, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. And I promise, I've been doing these readings for a very long time for clients, decades now. I will do everything within my power to help anyone fulfill their life purpose and their work, career, vocation for happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser lives in a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser way for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world for all of us. Shall we? Here we go. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheonic override. Place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. Beloved pantheons of the divine, one card in clarity, please. What is the dominant archetype in the 8th chakra? For the Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers, indicating the spiritual alchemy from shadow to light, from lead to gold, from pain to peace, shifting them from toxicity to health, and from fear to love and illusion to truth for this timeless work, career, vocation reading. Oh, the Knight. The Knight is a masculine family archetype, has nothing to do with biological gender. You could call it the Yang, if you will. Written on the card, Caroline Mace was kind enough to put a shadow attribute and a light attribute. I call this lead and this gold, with 3 symbolic atoms that cannot be created or destroyed, only released, transformed. I just used the word alchemized. So I have the Knight archetype come and go in my life. You can have it a reason, a season, or a lifetime, or be dealing with somebody who has the Knight archetype a reason, season, or a lifetime. I deal with a lot of Knights in my life. So the lead, the shadow attribute, allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle, romantic delusions, been there, done that. Have the burnt t-shirt, by the way. This is a Bette Midler t-shirt from 1983. Yeah, 1983 day tour. She saved my life once. She's a Sagittarius. That's why I wear this shirt when I do the Sagittarius reading. She doesn't know that she saved my life. I've never met her. I've never had a direct communication, but you know, romantic delusions. I think we've all dealt with those. The light attribute, or the gold you are shooting for, loyalty, romance, and chivalry. Look up the Chivalric code, the code of chivalry, and a love of honor. And so I do have a touch of that, but the Knight is not really dominant in my sacred contract. So interesting. Remember, it has nothing to do with biology whatsoever. So we're going to get these next 3 cards down. For the heart, third eye crown, we will also get the Mythic Tarot lower 3 chakras face down, and then we'll flip them over: work, career, and vocation. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My goddess's override. A place for everything, and everything in its place, right? Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. My beloved goddesses, 3 cards in clarity face down for the Sagittarius collective and their cross-watchers. Heart, third eye crown dynamic. What's going on in their work? Move that up there. What's going on in their career? And what's going on in their vocation for this timeless work, career, vocation reading? Like I said, we're going to get these 3 down, then we'll flip them over, not past, present, future. Work, career, vocation. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My God's override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. My beloved gods, 3 cards in clarity face down, outside in, inside out, lower 3 chakra dynamic for the Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers. What's going on in their work? What's going on in their career? That one. And what's going on in their vocation for this timeless work, career, and vocation reading? Let's start flipping. How you doing in work? All right, really good, I would think. Let's start on the inside. You have the Ace of Cups. Happiness is the key word, the seed of the element of water. A happiness, right? Not complete, 10 of cups, cups overflowing ecstasy, but definitely a contentment, right? I allow myself to be content exactly as I am right now. We'll help you through that. And with the Three of Pentacles, you have a nice solid foundation to build upon. I like the Three of Pentacles. It's sort of one of my favorite cards in the tarot, because though it's not all the way home, it's not the 10, it is a solid foundation that can be built upon, like a tripod. Tripods are the perfect distribution of balance, right? So that's why a tripod, which I have my camera on, does not wobble. A four-legged thing can wobble. So, stable and happy in your work. Now, if you're not experiencing that, it might be in one of these other two levels to balance that out. So let's look at your career. Yeah, no, here it is. Got a lot of water going on here. You got the Eight of Cups, usually considered a walking away from something, but this is inside. And we could definitely say heart, throat, third eye, crown, the element of water, emotion is heart stuff here. But the word here written on it is withdrawal. So this is a woman who got in a boat with a torch, rowing the boat. I don't know how she pulled that off, going to an island and following a trail of 8 cups to find the 9th cup within. So there may be a pulling back. There may be, I don't know if secrecy is the word, but certainly, see, I'm a witch. Witches don't run from, we run to. Thank you, Terry Pratchett. And with the Six of Cups on the outside here we have the myth of Eros and Psyche. Psyche having lost her true love, Eros, the god of love, son of Aphrodite and Eros. It's a really good myth. She is sort of reflecting on the past. Now, this having the word romance here in the Knight archetype, you can have a romance with your work, career, and vocation. I do. I love what I do. But if this is a romantic interlude in your work, career, and or vocation, it could be, let me really pull back and make sure I am doing this with a love of honor, right? To do it honorably. Certainly we are looking at an emotional thing going on here in the lower 3 chakras in the outside world, perhaps a wistfulness, but also a reflection. 6s are numbers of balance and harmony numerologically, so it would make sense to reflect with the Six of Cups, go in, feel that Eight of Cups, and find that 9th cup to get your heart open, right? So we got a lot of water going on here. 3 out of 4 cards here. Let's see what's going on in your vocation, your spiritual calling. Wow, okay, so this is probably the leverage. Usually one of these 3 levels shows you where to shift things a little bit, and then the other 2 go along. You got the Four of Flames. Now, that would be the Four of Wands, but a little bit different here. The key word written on the card is conflict, very throat chakra. The throat chakra is your willpower, your choices, and your decisions that only you can make. However, we have 2 archers pointing their arrows at each other with a dragon fueling the flame. So essential conflict that might be pulling you in 2 directions. And again, if this is a romantic reading for you, that could be in conflict. And yet, you have your first and only major arcana card, which is the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, how the fates will weave. Now, we all have fate. Fate is what's written into our contracts. It's the script that we were born into, right, and all of that stuff. But if you take the hero's journey, if you make the wisest, most loving, empowering decisions, you alchemize your fate, you take fate, which is suffering your fate, and you manifest destiny. So there is a divine timing thing going on here. I would certainly say with kind of doing pretty well in your work and reflecting a bit in your career, this could very well be your leverage, right? What is the conflict? Is it a conflict of interest? Is it you like them, they may not like you? Or there's so many ways that they could play this out. But if we take it out of the romantic paradigm entirely, this could really be about what I am doing. Yes, I'm doing okay. I'm happy. Ace of Cups, right? Got a solid foundation in my work. In my career, though, there's something going on inside of me here that I'm feeling I need to pull back with that withdrawal in the Six of Cups. It's because there might be a conflict in spiritual interest here. And it is time. It is time to choose your destiny rather than suffer fate. A very powerful read. All right, that takes care of all the chakras from 8 to root. Let's get a whisper from Lord Ganesha to help you remove the obstacles in this. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Ganesha override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Lord Ganesh, one card in clarity. Your loving, wise, empowering oracle message to assist the Sagittarians and their cross-watchers to alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, shifting them from toxicity to health and from fear to love with this Knight archetype in this timeless work-career-vocation reading. Delight. Ooh. Groove is in the heart. He's just sort of hanging out there. He's having a good time. He is delighted. Now, light is the same thing as truth, spiritually speaking, right? I see the light isn't so literal, but there is something delightful going on here. So let's see what Ganesh has to say about that. I'm just going to read a little bit from the book because there's a lot written in these, but I think the basic message, yeah, this is a long one. Oh no, there you are. So, we are born with the gift of laughter. Laughter is a natural medicine. Oh my God. I have so much fun with the Sagittarians in my life for the most part. Very gregarious, very fun, usually have a decent sense of humor. So laughter can be helpful in ways you might not have realized or imagined. A simple laugh can help you feel better about yourself and the world around you. If you are looking at situations too seriously, try to find some humor. This will remind you to stay centered on what is and what is, and to be grateful for what you have. So this is a situation that's setting you up. I mean, it feels like the work and the career are setting you up for a major shift to resolve a conflict for you spiritually, and it's all your free will. Throat chakra there with that Four of Flames, the only fire element for a fire sign reading. Laughter can be a natural diversion and can help to break up stagnant energy. When you laugh, no other thoughts come to mind. Laughing may also induce physical changes in the body. After sharing some laughs among friends for only a few minutes, you may feel better for hours. And ain't that the truth? It is the best medicine. And that's why I don't take myself too seriously. The spiritual ego can grab a hold of this stuff and become a tyrant, right? Judging other people. Well, why did you manifest that? It's like, that's not loving. Really, the choice is between the ego and the soul. The ego will always choose judgment, and the soul will always choose allowance, right? And acceptance and compassion. So very interesting read here. Look, if there's someone in your workspace that makes you laugh and you might have a little bit of a heart flutter for them, just enjoy it, right? Enjoy the fun part of it. Ain't nothing wrong with friends, but if there is a romantic vibe here, as I've said, like I will not have a romantic relationship with my students or my clients. It's a boundary that I have ethically, but the gods will have their way. Yeah. We can't really change the script unless we understand there is one. So, last card down, the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra. Now, I will say this is very element of air, a mantra, affirmations or anything like that, but fire needs air. So, let's see what the Ascended Masters have to say. Last card down. Please take a nice deep breath. Ascended Masters override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Ascended Masters, one card in clarity, please. The perfect and precise healing mantra for the Sagittarius Collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers to assist them in alchemizing the night with the One of Cups on the inner, Three of Pentacles on the outer in their work, Eight of Cups on the inner, Six of Cups on the outer in their career, and Four of Flames conflict on the inner with the Wheel of Fortune, the Fates in the outer in their vocation for this timeless read, removing obstacles with delight. Integrating the ego, there we go. Everything is for me, not against me. Now the ego will always say, this is against me. As soon as it doesn't get what it wants. As soon as it I love it when spiritual people are like, oh, I'm spiritual. And then they don't get their way on something and it's the end of the world. They become tyrants, right? That's the spiritual ego for you. So integrating the ego is not an enemy. It's okay to have an ego. Like you can't have chocolate, right? You can't drive cars. You can't have work, career, and vocation without an ego. But the ego becomes unraveled and integrated into the soul, so hence integrating the ego. I will read this entire one because these aren't terribly long. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Integrating everything is for me, not against me. And that is a high vibe truth to just chew on. And so I think this is really going to help with your third level of power. When your ego is integrated, there are no problems to fix or questions to answer. There are just the aligned responses of the soul's reality, acknowledging life as the fertile ground where greater expansion is revealed. And so that makes sense even in your career, this pulling back, reconsidering, right? Withdrawing from the world to get really in touch with what you're feeling through all of this. As you integrate your ego, every moment can be seen to be conspiring for your highest evolution instead of plotting against you, because everything is going to change in our lives. It always does, but it can only change us for the better, but we usually don't see that till later, right? How many times have I looked back and said, oh, thank God. Like I was actually auditioning many years ago for a reality TV show. God, what was that called? I forget what it was called. It was that long ago. Oh, Mad House, right? They had Fiona Morgan for a season. They interviewed me for it. I was all set to do it, and then it got canceled. And now I look back and I go, oh, thank God. Thank God, that would have changed my life drastically, and probably not in a good way. This mantra is ideal for overcoming victimhood, being more grateful, and becoming more forgiving, which absolutely that delight and that laughter goes a long way with that. So, though I have no idea what's going to happen the moment I hit the record button here on the the digital camera here, high def and all of that, I really have no idea what's going to happen in this next part, because I do a prayer of surrender before every YouTube video I do, and really every video that I do, really. So I really have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth for what we call the blessimation, a combination of a blessing and summation, and then we'll talk about some cool stuff. Here we go. Last time, at least for this reading. Please take a nice deep breath. Still. May we end as we began. Pantheonic override. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine on behalf of our beloved Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. May they be blessed with all that they need to fulfill their life purpose and their work, career, vocation with loyalty, romance, and chivalry with their love of honor. Because there is a seed of happiness growing inside of them, but they have to plant that seed and help it grow. And with the Three of Pentacles in their work, it does seem like that they have a solid foundation to do that, to bring that happiness into the stability and that stability into the happiness. Because in their career, there is a withdrawal with that Eight of Cups going into the cave to find the Ninth Cup, which is emotional harmony and balance and self-esteem and self-love and all of that. But with the Six of Cups on the outer, that does make sense, that they might be looking back at things and maybe even seeing what they have learned emotionally and how they feel about their career, and to be honest with themselves as the ego is integrated, because it does feel like their leverage here is in their vocation, their life calling, particularly particularly if they are chewing on a conflict. Should I? Shouldn't I? Do I? Don't I? Will I? Won't I? And with the Wheel of Fortune, the fates weaving their tapestry so that they can manifest their destiny, it does make sense that the time has come for them to get really, really clear and clear this conflict within them, removing the obstacles with delight, the laughter, not taking this all so seriously. Sure, certainly being within ethical boundaries, that's something to take serious, but sometimes even by looking back, we see the hypocrisy and the humor, the ridiculousness of this world and the hoops we have to jump through just to survive, so that they can integrate the ego, because everything is happening for them. It is not against them. And may they be blessed with all that they need to heal, to grow, to learn, to evolve, to fulfill their life purpose through their work, career, and vocation, with the Knight archetype there, for happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser lives, in happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser ways, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world, for all of us, really, in unity, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So let it be. So it is. And come to think of it, I have had some romantic liaisons with some Sagittarians that I met through my work, career, and vocation. But, you know, boundaries, ethics, if you found this helpful, by all means, please do hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you want more of me, and do check out my new channel, Mal for short. That's a lot of fun there. If you want the deeper dive, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, come Patreon. On Patreon, the digital shop is a gas. I love it. The ebooks, the audios and the videos, the free previews and all of that. My subscribers do get some of that stuff. God Goddess Top Tier gets everything available in the store as soon as they become a God Goddess. They have absolutely access to all of it. But my subscribers do get the daily check-ins, which I love. It's my favorite way to start the day. They get all the extended readings that I have here on this YouTube channel. There are a lot of them. They're all relationship-based, as well as timeless, my extended readings, as well as they get a significant discount when they book me for a private session. That's on the new website too, drawingthestarkle.com. And we'll talk about that in a minute. And I love it. Go check out the shop, and if you want, come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Lions, Markangel of Lions. But you can just call me Mal. Don't take yourself too seriously, ever, ever, ever. And if you want to book me for a private session, I did make a video last year when I was living in Holbrook, Long Island. No idea I was moving to Saratoga Springs as quickly as I did. Oh my God, that was like 8 months ago. It was a long time ago, it feels like. And that video is called Booking Private Sessions with Mal. Explains the basics, but I am making a new one. And in the new one, I will say, as I'm saying right now, I have an office downstairs that I'm seeing clients with, right? I'm available for spiritual counseling and readings at the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs. You just call them directly. They tell you when I'm available. You book an appointment. They tell me you booked an appointment, and I go in and I read you or I spiritual counsel you, and then I come home and I clean the house and do the yard work and hang out with my cats. But the majority of the work that I do is on a video call. So what I do is, once the client is booked, about 15 minutes or so beforehand, while I'm setting things up, I send them a Zoom link. So they come into my platform, we record the whole thing so they don't have to memorize or take notes. At the end of the session, I send them a link so they can download it to their devices. They tell me they downloaded it, and I delete it from the cloud so only they have access to it. Confidentiality is key in this line of work. And the most important thing, and it is the hill I will die on, that I say in that video, Booking Private Sessions with Mal, and will be in the new one, which I'm called Booking Mal, because why not, is I've never turned anybody away because of lack of finances. I have had so many people help me out along the way, including my CPA, who is a Sagittarius. He's like, don't worry about it, you'll pay it when you go to pay it, right? He's been amazing. So I will always help somebody, whether or not they have the finances to afford the work that I do, the services that I give, because where there is a wish, there is a way. I'm a witch, so there is a way, and we always work it out. So I will keep the video up even when the new one is up, because it makes my mom laugh, and as president of the company, I'm allowed to do that. And thank you so much for watching. I mean, delight. I mean, that is so very, groove is in the heart. And certainly a very, very Sagittarius vibe here. But I do feel like your leverage there is in your vocation, and it is time. The fates will have their way, but you have the free will to manifest your destiny instead of suffer your fate. So hang in there. I believe in you, and I do love Sagittarians. So heal, hail, do what you came here to do, and blessed, blessed be.